How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Pokemon Horizons episode review. Today's episode is episode 7, entitled Secret of the Unopening Door. Before I begin, tell you please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this. On the road to 1,000, and we're trying to get there. Also, really, unopening isn't really a word. It should be secret of the unopened door, right? That should be the thing, but I digress, right? So this episode, the main plot line is trying to get Dot to open up. You have her uncle Murdock, who is making sweets in secret to, get her food that she likes. She doesn't come out and eat with everybody, which I don't care if you are in a fantasy Pokemon advanced technology world. Y'all are okay with the young person just eating nothing but sweets? How does your teeth stay in your mouth, right? And I know I'm kind of getting ahead, but I do appreciate that Freed had said, you could just tell everybody you're trying to make sweets that Dot will eat, because he's doing all this stuff in secret. And the ladies, Orla and Molly, are like, yeah, we're down in milk, moo milk. Could have just said milk, but milk, moo milk, dried fruit, and butter. All things you use to make sweets. So they could have just said donuts, because it was actual donuts and not rice balls. But I do that little scene was funny when they're looking at Murdock, and Murdock's like, I'm not doing anything, and Liko's like, of course it's him. And then they keep pressing it, and Freak's like, hey, let's just not point any fingers. And then they're all like, they do the stare noise, the zoom, and Liko's like, of course he's in cahoots. But regardless of all that, Freak's right. It's kind of stupid. And now I kind of see I see what runs in that family. Dot is his niece, right? For some reason, she won't come out of that room. Is she your stereotypical neat character? Is she your stereotypical agoraphobia character? I mean, she has to come out to get food. She comes out to get the sweets at the end that she actually likes. And we say sweets, it's freaking donuts. She comes out to get the donuts at the end that she likes, right? But both of them like doing secret. He even says, no, I don't want to trouble them with it, and it's embarrassing. How is it embarrassing to want to make something that your niece will eat? Your niece, who for whatever reason doesn't want to see anybody else, talks about, oh man, everybody on the ship is a weirdo. And she smiled at the end of that. You're a weirdo too. You're a streaming sensation across regions and continents that nobody knows. I don't even think the people on the ship even know that she does the streaming thing. But it's just redonkulous. I'm trying to figure. Just Murdock's part was annoying to me. Now, when we talk about, let's talk about Dot, right? I do find it interesting. Dot looks like a traditional kind of looks like a young boy. Her hair covers her eyes. You can't see. Shermie from King of Fighters. You get a thumbs up from me if you understand that reference. But the character shows the clavicles, and usually that's something that young boy characters do. So, I do find it interesting if we actually have a trans character on this show. Now, of course, could just be a young girl. That could just be a young girl. I'm not trying to project anything. I'm just saying I find that interesting. That could be the case, but maybe it's not the case. Who knows? That part doesn't matter. What matters is how damn rude she is, right? You have Liko, who switches with Roy because they do rock, paper, scissors to decide who stays on the ship and does all the chores and who goes out into town to do all the shopping. And Roy is all fired up, like, I'm not going to lose. And Fueco's like, Coco, not going to lose either. He loses. Everybody picks paper, he picks rock like a dumbass. And he switches with Liko and says, I'll tell you a secret too. He a snitch. Roy is a snitch. Like, yeah, I saw Murdock and Freed doing to a secret compartment in the kitchen area. And so you pretended to be sleepwalking because Freed's like, yeah, go back to bed. So you're a snitch and you're a liar. Roy, don't go down that go route. Don't have people start to look at you funny. Cause I'm starting to look at you sideways, brother. And Roy's whole subplot is trying to go into town and find out some more information about Black Rayquaza. But we'll get to Roy in a second. So Liko, she doesn't mind. And Liko's kind of devious too, because she's pretending like it's a big deal by not saying anything. But she says, okay, I'll stay, because she really wants to catch a live stream that Nidothing, Goomin is doing. Which I think is funny that they mentioned that Dot's favorite food is Goomies. And her name is Goomin. Yeah, so that's interesting. That's interesting if you watch the sub. I don't think there's a dub of it yet. But I digress. And one thing, because I'm going to forget this, I do like, no matter how small a scenes it is, that we see that Roy and Liko do go to remote school. Roy does his out on the observation deck, the battle deck, trying to see Rayquaza sometimes. And Liko does hers normally, meets up with her friend. Haha, cute. But after she does all the chores, and I'll get to that in a minute, because that was actually a nice montage. She goes and takes a bento box to Dot's room, because Murdock called her after she tried to sneak and see what was in there. Al creamed her. And she takes the box after the old man who does the fishing, which how come you just don't have him do everything if he just stays anyway? I digress. Who makes a cold joke about, I have a hunch, box lunch kind of joke. Snow Runt blows in snow to add to the chilly reception. Actually, that's actually a move too. I think Slowbro can do that. I think it can freeze you, if I'm correct. If you play the Pokemon games, let me know. I'm pretty sure that is actually a move. Yeah, it is a move. But I digress. So she's trying to get this girl to open up, and it's funny because Sprigatito taps on that two-way door that Quaxley comes through, and she can hear the Nidothing music. She's like, well, she's a fan, and Josh telling her to go away, stop talking to me. And she's like, oh, she's trying to test to see how much of a fan I am. And she's like, I like Nidothing because she's great and she's amazing. She teaches me so many things, and she helps me trying to learn how to battle and be with my Pokemon, and she's helped my relationship with Sprigatito. What do you like about her? And it's making, she's blushing and like, oh man, she likes my stuff. Oh crap, I'm late for my live stream. So this thorough line of, by the way, she even, to get Liko to leave, she says IRL relationships are a drag. Yo, I really hope that is not a reflection upon current generations. There can be some great relationships that are fostered through the wonders of the internet, such as you get to hear my sweet dulcet tones, and I get to figure out what you guys like when it comes to movies and animes and mangas and all that other great stuff. But you gotta have some human interaction, and that's the point of this, to make connections, to later on make human interactions. But I digress. So that thorough line is there. Liko even puts a comment, and I can't lie, I've been in Liko's position where you type out a comment to a streamer you like they're never going to read it, and they read your comment out loud, and they read your name out loud, and you just go, oh, senpai noticed me. And Liko screams. Remember, they're on the same airship, so when Liko screams out, it affects the Nidothing stream. And the stream is on a bit of a delay, which I thought was kind of cool, because she see her reading a comment, but then she's doing something different. I like that. I see them touches, Pokemon. I see them touches. And when she describes, her relationship with Dot, saying this girl won't talk to me, she shuts herself in, what can I do? Earlier she was talking about battles where a person was just only doing one battle move over and over again. I think it was Rock Blast. And she says, you Sandstorm and other things to affect the battle. You just can't go in there. And so she BS's her way as Nidothing with her mental switch and says, hey, relationships are like Pokemon battles. Just change the environment. Quaxley wasn't bad. Quaxley was just like, quack. And Sprig is sitting there listening, looking at Liko, who's eating it up and just going, mm-hmm. the Pokemon's expression, the Pokemon in the anime, their expressions and how they act is so amazing over the years. I'm enjoying it so much. Especially, so the montage, right? She takes out the garbage. Alolan Monk eats the garbage. That's how he eats, which, you know, Sprig is actually freaked out by Alolan Monk because Alolan Monk is a large Pokemon. You see Liko try to tiptoe around Charizard and nose pass with a bucket of water. They're not going to like the water. She feeds all the other Pokemon. She scrubs the deck. What else happened with some other... I can't remember the other interactions with other Pokemon she had. When she was doing the laundry and Sprig was reaching for it, or when she... Well, during that swap in the deck, you have Sprig, who was a cat, get splashed and starts hissing, which I'm like, you're a grass Pokemon. You shouldn't really care about water, but I guess you are a cat. Okay, I'm all right, fine. I'll bite. It's supposed to be a funny thing, but it was enjoyable. I enjoyed that. I enjoy how Fuecoco basically matches Roy's energy. That is a partner through and through. I think that's all the Pokemon moments I can think of. We have this other thorough line, like I told you, with Roy trying to find out more information about the Black Rayquaza. Molly told them no extra spending because they're on a tight budget. They're trying to get to Paldea. They got to Paldea at the end of this episode. But, I'll tell you about the funny interaction in a second. They go to a vendor guy who they're trying to get information. And he's like, yeah, look at me shine the pearl on top of Spoink. It's like it makes it all shiny and blah blah blah. He has a Spoink. He has another Pokemon I don't remember, and he's like, "Hey, you want to buy it?" And Free's like, "We can't buy it. Like this thing's too expensive." And Roy's like, "Well, hold on. Have you heard about the you've seen Rayquaza?" Because Roy finds out through Free that Rayquaza is in the stratosphere, not just in the air, but the stratosphere, mentioning that there are places that Pokemon are that humans can't reach. So there's tons of Pokemon everywhere, which is probably foreshadowing Area Zero for later on in this show. I hope it's foreshadowing that. But I digress. When the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, I can tell you about Rayquaza," and when he brings up Black Rayquaza, they know he's not BSing. And he mentions that some guy and his two attendants were mentioning that earlier too. I wonder what's the deal. And Freed's like, I recognize that description. I'll tell you if you buy the rag. Of course, they buy the rag. He didn't have any information on Black Rayquaza, obviously, but they now know that the explorers are looking for it too, and they're somewhere. They got ahead of them, so they're somewhere close. They do end up using the rag, right? Because Roy has a battle with the Spearow, and Freed is basically saying, "Hey, have a battle with it. Let's see if your training with Cap pans out." He had to slow down because the Peck was giving him trouble, but him and Fuecoco beat it. I'm like, "Are you gonna catch it?" Gotta remember that Spearow's Japanese name is Onizamaru, which I'm like, oh yeah, like an Oni, which makes sense that Firo has Drill Pack, Oni Drill. Okay, yeah. I've been watching a lot of One Piece lately, so I'm making connections with names and things of that nature. I digress again. The Spearow flies off. And he comes back and he's telling Liko about the battle. They're outside of Dot's door, which now it makes sense. They're supposed to be the trio. They have the trio starters. They have the starters. It makes sense. And he uses that rag to shine the Pokeball. And he hands it to Liko and she shines the pendant. I love their friendship. Their friendship is adorable. But when he talks about it, and Dot's like, all right, shut up. Stop. Because they were going to battle outside the room. Because Roy's like, yeah, let's have another, let's you and me battle. Of course, we're not going to battle here, silly. And she thinks, well, no. Nidothing said change the environment. Let's battle right here. You can't battle in the damn hallway of the ship, which is why Dot was telling them to get away. I'm not interested in these things. Obviously, I heard what you talk about with your battle with the Spearow. And Liko's like, well, what are you interested in? She's interested in mysteries about ancient Pokemon, things that are dealing with treasures and stuff like that. Everything that's about them. And I don't know if they paid attention to that. But they thanked her. They was like, thank you. We're glad we're able to talk to you. We'll see you later. cute kid stuff. And that made her smile. They are literally forcing their ways into her heart. Whether you are friends with the introvert or you are the introvert yourself, it's kind of funny when you have those friends or you are that friend and you're like, I like you. You're a good person. You're introverted. Doesn't matter. I'm getting into your life and we're going to have fun and we're going to be best friends. I like that. It kind of made her step out and try the sweets again because she did not try the sweets earlier in the episode. Now, the other interaction I thought was cute was deciding on if they were going to go to shore to get supplies. Because Free's like, well, we can just pick up more supplies, but we're trying to get to Paldea. And he's like, we can ask Cap. What do you say, Cap? And then Captain Pikachu just goes, Pika? Yep. Do you see it? He says yes. And they're like, that's a sketchy translation. I love that. I love that he just, Captain Pikachu's like, Pika? Yeah, nope, let's go. Cap really seems like he is the Cap, like right there with Freed. They both sleep at the helm. They wake up to see that they're in Paldea. Cap is very much all business. I'm enjoying this different kind of Pikachu, meaning, yeah, Cap is cute because he's a Pikachu. No shit, but it's not like Ash's Pikachu that started off as an a-hole and then slowly became, some comedic parts and then became like, I'm going to say the Goku. You guys can call Charizard Goku all you want, but it became the Goku where it's like, I gotta fight through, and then sometimes it loses in the beginning, so it makes the battles tense, but blah, 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 blah. I like that Cap seems to be kind of like a little old man, right? He's a little sea captain, a little sky captain. It's cute. I think I've actually gone over everything. Dang, I have gone over everything. I enjoy watching Pokemon anime. My generation is the ones that started with this thing. So I'm gonna enjoy watching this. I'm gonna enjoy doing this week by week. But this was just kind of an average episode, right? Just kind of average by standards. But again, those Pokemon interactions, learning more about Dot and kind of seeing this connection. Dot saying, I'm interested in you guys. Well, saying I'm interested in you guys. I like it. It gets a 3.5 from me. No battles this time. I'm kind of a battle fiend. But today's seminar by our homeboy Frito is about an Odie. It is. Oh, there we go. It is La Spiro. Yep, that is Spiro. Spiro is, I think in the Pokedex, Spiro does come after Pidgey because everybody loves their Pidgeys and Pidgeotos and Pidgeots, but poor old Spiros get the short end of the stick because they are seen as aggressive. Remember the first episode of Pokemon, all of them attacked Ash and Pikachu after they were attacked, mind you. And after the fact that, then we get all these dark theories, but we're not getting into that. They turn into Firo, our little buddy Firo here. The information that we received was, why do Spiros attack? A, B, or C? And it was B, to protect their territory. But it has been confirmed that they are pretty much peaceful if you're not going to bother. If you don't bother them, they're not going to bother you, which is adorable. Because you see them smile at the end. Don't ever think I've seen a picture of a smiling Spiro before. And another tidbit, I am enjoying, excuse me, which is probably why this series gets 3.5s out of me. Because it's not, I'm watching and I'm enjoying it. And also, it stops even being a 4 because that whole, I'm going to make sweets at night thing. But, digress. I enjoy the fact that during battles, I can't tell if it's the Scarlet and Violet version of the Pokemon battle theme. It's kind of implied that Kanto is close to where Paldea is, but the fact that I hear the video game battle music, and not just the anime version, because the anime version I think has a lot of orchestra horns in it, but this was, I enjoy hearing it every single time. It's a treat. So for me, it's 3.5 out of 5. Enjoyable. I'm looking forward to seeing what we get when Liko comes home to Paldea. Maybe we get to finally meet her parents. We will. Maybe she'll catch a Lechonk. I hope she does. Please expand your teams. And don't just catch 3 Please get 6 Pokemon. each of you, please. There's enough new Pokemon that both of you can have something, and gives these kids the Pokemon from Pokemon Legend Arceus. Let them get one of those too, because you dropped the ball with Ash getting one. Let one of these kids get one. It feels as if Roy is leaning towards doing battles, so maybe he will battle in the gyms while Liko is doing something else. Who knows? I still want to see where they take that. It's just episode 7, so we'll see by 15 where we get there. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this. Thank you, everybody, for taking some time out to listen to me talk about Pokemon Horizons. I truly appreciate each and every last one of you. With that being said, be safe out there. Be good, be blessed. Wash those hands. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. All right? And remember, there's someone out there that cares about you. Reach out to someone if you're feeling down. And the world can be a rough place, but there's people that care about you. I care about you. My social media is in the description down below. Feel free to follow me. Drop me a message. I will respond as long as you're not a jerk. So with that being said, again, I'm Shane. And you know what, guys? I will catch you later.